Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bootin in New Jersey here with a rebuild of the Fogger. So today I got my Fogger in the mail. My vape mail came in. I'm waiting about 2 weeks. I bought it on eBay for like 26 bucks. I saw this from Sam at Advantage Vapors. He had gotten one. He told me, it was cool at first, but the bit with the mesh and everything wasn't really what he wanted. Wasn't really giving him top-notch performance, but then again, at the same time, he wasn't really that skilled with wrapping coils, things like that. So today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get into a breakdown where I'm going to wrap a coil, and it's going to be new to me since I just got it in the mail. But I'm going to go ahead and break it down, wrap a coil, come back and show you how it vapes. Okay, so this is how it came in the box I got from eBay. I got this on eBay. So I'm going to go ahead, open up the box and show you what I got here. Of course, I ripped the box right off the bat. And reach in and pull this little tray out. And there we've got the Fogger. Oh, okay. So in here, of course, you got the tank. I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side for a minute. I'm going to look at this little baggie here. I got a little baggie with a little flathead screwdriver. I see some Kanthal and looks like a mesh cotton wick hybrid in here, but I'm not going to use that. There are also some O-rings. A few of the bigger ones, a couple smaller ones. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and take this little screwdriver out. It's a very, very tiny little flathead. Put that right there. Okay. And we'll just put this back in here. Roll it up a bit. And we'll just put this off to the side. Okay. So a lot of people try to use this little flathead and pry up on the glass to pop it off, and from what I hear a lot on the internet, people are chipping the glass. I'm going to show you right now the correct way to take apart the Fogger. What you do first, start by taking off the drip tip, just a regular 510 connection drip tip. Go ahead and this piece here, this top metal part, unscrews. So you're going to grab it at the bottom, hold it by the glass, and just unscrew it here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just turn this. There are threads at the top, but this piece is not connected to the threads. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew, turn it to loosen it off this bottom O-ring. I don't know if you can see that or not. Better look there. So I'm going to go ahead and hold the bottom and just turn it, and it pops right apart. Okay, so you got the glass tank here. You got the metal piece, the metal top cap here. Then you've got the chimney. The chimney looks like it's got a little bit of a nipple on it right there. Not a nipple, a little O-ring on it. But we're going to go ahead and unscrew this chimney from the base. Oop. It looks like this is a one-piece chimney. So we're going to go ahead, and I see there is a wick and coil already in here. Don't want any part of that. Not at all. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the wick and coil here. Well, I'm going to unscrew the two posts. And the thing that I don't like about these posts are how close they are to the sidewall of the inside of the cup here. I did hear something about one of the Fogger versions having a collapsible cup, but I don't think this is the one. Or maybe it was something else. Maybe it was a K-phone or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just rip this coil out and be completely ruthless with it. I am not a very dandy, gingerly person when it comes to these things. Just kind of rip it apart, tear out all the guts and whatnot. Now that's a pretty neat little thing there. I don't know if you can see if it focuses or not, but it's a coil wrapped around mesh, wrapped around what looks to be cotton or silica wick. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'll just throw that away off to the side there. Actually, yeah, I'll take that and throw it away. So now what I'm going to do here, because I'm going to run this on my Nemesis most likely, I'm going to use cotton wick with 28 gauge Kanthal. And what I like to do, I have a bit of Kanthal here. I'm going to go ahead and pull off a few wraps will do. So probably about well, I'll overshoot it. Big time overshoot it. Just take my nail clippers and bam. Now there's my piece of Kanthal, which you can really not even see. But it's just a good like 2.5 inch piece of Kanthal right there. So I'm going to put that right here and put my roll of Kanthal aside. And I have this little screwdriver that I use. It's for, well, actually I don't know if I have the right screwdriver or not. I got a set of screwdrivers for taking apart a Nintendo DS, which it looks like I don't have that bigger screwdriver, so this one will have to do. I'm not sure what size it is, the screwdriver is. Let me just take another look. I have a little box that I keep my vape gear, tools, whatnot in. Okay, so I found my screwdriver. This is a tri-wing screwdriver, which is a little thicker than this regular Phillips that I got in the kit. So I'm going to put the Phillips to the side. I'm going to use this tri-wing screwdriver, which is thin. Say probably about as thin as the chimney is. Not much play there, but in any case. So I'm going to go ahead and take my piece of 28 gauge Kanthal, which is very, very difficult to see. And I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and put my thumb here. I don't know if you can see this. And I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wraps will do just fine. Okay, now I want the angle of the legs to be facing in opposite directions. Okay, so it'll look like this when I'm done. It'll be opposite directions. Okay, now I'm going to take my coil here and I'm gonna, it looks like, well, it looks like that's not gonna fit through there at all. Oh, one other thing, there's also this little rubber, looks like a O-ring of some kind. I'm just going to get rid of that because I'm using cotton wick. It's a very small O-ring. Looks like it's just been stretched out like ridiculously. Because I'm going to be using cotton wick in here, it's going to fill up these holes on the side. So there'll be no need for a gap to be placed in there, just because the cotton wick will, you know, absorb it. So there'll be no leak because the gap will be filled with cotton wick. Okay. Okay, so now I've got my wick, or my, excuse me, not my wick, my coil done here. I got 5 wraps of 28 gauge Kanthal, and I'm going to watch it not fit at all. Okay, so I finally got the coil in. I'm going to put it on my MVP2 and have a look at the ohms on the coil. Always want to check your ohms. That's a 1.1 ohm. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the Nemesis real quick. Give it a test fire, tighten the coils. Question of the day is, where did I put my Nemesis? There it is. By the way, I love the Nemesis. It is one of my favorite mechanical mods. Just for the fact that the pin, it has an adjustable pin on the top here. Works great with any of my devices. And I'm just going to go ahead and screw this on. Okay, and tighten up the pin. And I've got an 18650 button top in here. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And let me go ahead and unlock. Adjust the base. And give it a quick fire. Oh, I got a hot leg in there. Okay, that's not good. So I'm going to have to make a couple more adjustments. There we go. Coils are glowing from the inside out. I don't know if you can see that real well. Real nice glow to them. Okay. That's at 1.1 ohm. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and lock it. And I'm going to go ahead and make a little cotton wick here. Just got my organic cotton and unroll one of the balls and just take a good chunk off here. Okay, so I'm making a wick. Go ahead and roll it up real nice. Okay. Keep rolling it up until it starts to resemble a wick. Now this is organic cotton, this one. I'm not going to use the mesh or any of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and feed it right through the end of the coil. And I'm probably going to have a little bit of trouble here, so I'm going to use my pliers to grab the other side here. Pull it through. I'm not very good at... There we go. Okay, so there's my wick and my coils. I'm not going to go ahead and dry fire this because it is cotton. It'll burn the cotton and just taste awful, not to mention burning cotton going into your lungs cannot be very tasty. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my clippers here, and I'm going to trim off just the outside edge here of that cotton wick and just tuck it down in there. Keep that, and do the same on this side. Okay, just trim off the outside edge here. Beautiful. Now cotton's nice and fluffy. It's making a really nice little wick. I'm going to go ahead and even out the sides. So It does have these little chambers on the side here, so the wick will sit on the outside of that, but it does what it does. It wicks well. No leak and no flooding, from what I understand. It makes a very good wicking material for this specific atomizer. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and wet it. I'm going to use some caramel coffee juice that I got from Mount Baker Vapor, and I'm going to go ahead and just put a few drops right on the coil and wick. Get that nice and wet. Okay, see, it soaks it right up, so I'm going to dab a little more on. Now I'm just going to give it a quick test fire. There we go. So, decent vapor production, not super great, but the aroma of the coffee is there and it smells amazing. I cannot wait to try this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the chimney on. Of course, it's going to leave a little room there for those pieces of cotton to stick out, but I'm not super worried about it. The cotton will block the holes on the side from flooding, as far as I understand. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and actually, before I do any of that, I'm going to see if this top cap pops out. Yeah, it looks like it does. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this top part out of it using a screwdriver. A, B, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this on the device. Okay, and just kind of give it that quick, screw so it goes on there. At this time, before filling it, you want to make sure that the adjustable airflow is completely closed, because the juice will run out of it. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill it. Just go ahead and get that juice nice and in there. I'm actually going to polish off this bottle. I'm just going to fill it right up to where right below where the little washer is right there. Okay, now that's there. Now because there is no airflow, I'm going to go ahead and open this top screw that is supposed to be used for filling it. Unfortunately, I don't have a needle tip bottle available, so I'm just going to pull the screw out of the top cap, which is used for filling, and we'll just let that fall right there. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and press this on. Give it a little turn so it sits. Beautiful. Okay. And now I can go ahead and screw this little fill screw. I'll go ahead and screw that right back in. Man, I'm having trouble hanging on to this little screwdriver here. Okay. And I'll go ahead and screw the cap back on here, which holds down the tank. Give it a little tight in there. Not make it too tight, but tight enough. Then I'll put my drip tip in. Now I'm going to open my airflow. All the way open, and I'm gonna I can taste it like priming it. Okay. Okay, it is working. So now I'm going to go to normal view, and we'll do a little vaping of it and see how it works. So the fogger, I've been vaping it for about maybe an hour and a half while I've been editing the video. Gotta say, man, it's doing just what I expected. It's working great. Best 26 bucks I spent. So if you get a chance, man, hit eBay, hit whatever vapor store you normally shop at, and try to check out the Fogger version 2. I know they have a version 3 out, which is a lot better. I saw on Rip Tripper's video, and I gotta say though, for the money, this is a great vape. So with that said, sorry the video's been so long. The rebuild or the build was quite a bitch, but it's a great vape, and that's all I gotta say. So thanks for joining me, and keep on vaping.